Hey guys. So, so when I first came to Japan, within a day or so of arriving, I was in a martial arts dojo training with some guys, and it was summer and it was really hot, and we stopped for a break, and everyone's drinking water, and almost all of them pulled out a fan similar to this one. A couple of them had folding fans that folded out, but the majority had fans like this one, and they all pulled out their fans and they're all sitting there fanning themselves like this, right? Which, coming from Australia, where we also have very hot weather, I'd never once in Australia seen anybody, male or female, fanning themselves with a fan like this. You know, various maybe little electric fans, or usually nothing. Usually nothing in summer. Everybody just goes, oh, it's hot, you know. Didn't see anybody fanning themselves like this, right? So at first it was a bit of a surprise. I was a bit taken aback. I was like, whoa, what's the deal with the fans? However, after a few summers in Japan, I soon became a fan of the fan, because it does help. It really does help to give a bit of wind over yourself, particularly when you're hot and sweaty, because of course as you make a little bit of wind over yourself like that, it evaporates the water and the sweat and helps cool you off, right? So it's very effective. It does work. So, and then once you start doing it, pretty well everywhere you go, you sort of have a fan in your back pocket, because as well as being good for fanning yourself, they're also good for fanning other things as well. So in Japan, quite often at barbecues, everybody has a fan, and they'll use the fan to get the fire going, you know, stoke the fire, pump the fire a bit with the fan. Or they'll stick them in the window of their car while they're driving along. If the sun's coming in the window on them, they'll stick the fan up into the window frame, so the fan sits there beside them like that and blocks the sun. It's just a really handy little thing that everybody seems to have. So some have the folding out fan. The majority have these. These are actually, this one's a good example. A lot of companies use these for marketing, and they'll just give them away. So usually if you're at a festival, quite often there'll be people there handing out fans like this, and it'll either be sponsored by some company that has their name on the back, or some group, like the group that's organised the festival, or the city itself. You know, they'll have the name of the city on there to promote the city. So it's sort of a promotional tool for whoever's wanting to promote something, and they'll give them away. So sometimes they'll be standing outside the train station. Common one in winter, they give away tissues, packets of tissues. In summer, quite often they'll stand outside train stations and hand these out, and because almost everybody will accept one if they haven't got one already. So our house is full of these, and we've got them all over the place, and we've never bought one, because you just get them. You get them when you go to festivals, you get them outside the train station, you sort of get handed them randomly all over the place, you know. So they're a really useful thing. So if you come to Japan and haven't seen the fan thing before, and you come to Japan and you see people doing the fan thing, give it a go. Give it a go. It's surprisingly good. The only catch is I've got to remember, if I ever go back to Australia for a visit, I've got to remember not to do this, because it would turn heads in Oz for sure. Some guy sitting there doing this with his fan would turn, what's that bloke doing? What's his story? For sure. But in Japan, I am a fan of the fan. This man in Japan is a fan of the fan. There it is. More videos coming soon.